Something else to watch out for, the Oklahoma Sooners making some moves in the 2027 recruiting class. They've got a little bit of buzz created for a running back. We'll discuss next on Locked On Sooners. Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And if you want more Locked On Sooners with no ads, go to lockedonsooners.supercast.com to join the Everydayers Club. For $5 a month or $50 per year, you can get ad-free audio versions of Locked On Sooners directly to your podcast feeds and an invite to the members-only chat where we're breaking down college softball, we're talking recruiting, we're getting you ready for the 2026 college football season. But the Oklahoma Sooners, Jay, have picked up a prediction for a 2027 running back. Jakoby Dixon is the latest, a 200-pound running back out of Texas, Brenham, Texas, to be precise. He holds 24 offers from the likes of Florida, Miami, Michigan, Mizzou, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Oregon, TCU, Tennessee, Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Vandy, and SMU.
Yeah, you name it, he's probably gotten an offer from a larger school out there, which is the key thing, right? When you're looking at it, Oregon's, the Ohio States. He is a 3-star industry ranking and composite over at 247, but he's a 4-star at ESPN, and they think he's a top 30 running back in the country, top 50 player in the state of Texas. But this is one of Dylan McCullough's first few offers. He's probably the second or the third 2027 offer after Jackson Stokes had decommitted. Well, actually flipped and went to Cal to stay closer to home. Now Oklahoma's looking to add another running back to the class. And truth be told, he may be that dude. I think he ran for 2,300 yards 2 years ago or whatnot. And I think he dealt with some injuries or something like that or whatnot while he was down there and he swapped schools. But he ran for 2,200 yards and 34 touchdowns 2 seasons ago at Brenham. And so he put up some numbers. And, it's kind of hard to put up those kind of numbers in Texas regardless of the size of the ball you're playing. So I think Dylan McCullough's starting to lock in on the guy that he wants to add to the class, basically his guy. We got Keldrid Ben, who's basically recommitted and is locked in. So you need to get you a second one. And I think this may be a guy that he's going to consider.
Yeah. So Dixon plays out of the Woodlands. That's a big suburb outside of Houston. So it's a big time college football area, even though it may be 5A, it's still, college football, high school football area. The Woodlands is not college football yet. But you mentioned it. He was really, really good a couple years ago as a freshman and as a sophomore. He was his district's MVP. I think that can show you just how good he can be and how much he was a focal point in that offense. But you look at what he's able to do on tape, and he's got the speed to break away and create big plays. He's got the shiftiness to create plays in the open field. Just a good running back and someone that you can hand the ball to a number of times. He's got the durability to withstand the toll that'll be taken as a running back, but he can do a lot of good things for you in your offense.
I mean, what you're looking for is a back that can contribute and probably contribute early. I expect that room to be fluid for the next couple of years until we get somebody that really established themselves at number one. Now, granted, there's a good chance that going into this season, we have a number one. It could be X-Rob, Torrey, heck. Like I said, Jonathan Hatton could be that dude that walks in and says, hey, this is my job. Y'all try to take it from me. So we're just waiting to see who's going to be the player that's going to end up taking the reins of it. Health is always, of course, important, and you always need bodies. Lloyd Avant could be a guy. He could go in there and put up some numbers. You're like, oh, dang, where'd this come from? I expect him to contribute. We'll see who becomes that number one. But that's what's most important right now is that Oklahoma needs to establish who the top back is. And going into 27, with that class, Keldrid Ben being already in there. I mean, I think if I'm correct, he's still going to take his OVs at a couple of other programs. And that's mainly because, his running back coach left, which is understood. It's kind of one of those, go see the world, see if you want to make sure you're sticking in. And if that's the case, cool. If not, Dylan McCullough's going to find somebody else that he prefers, maybe a little late in the cycle, but he'll be able to figure it out. And he's got a few other players he's offered. I know he offered TJ Lewis out of Bolingbrook, Illinois. So Bolingbrook, Illinois. He's another back that Dylan had offered. He's another bigger running back as well, roughly 6 foot, 6'1" ish, 215 pounds. So you've got a few, nice sized body backs that Dylan is very interested in. The question is, who's the one that he's going to end up locking in and closing the deal on?
Yeah, you talk about the running back room right now as it is, and listen, it's deep. They've got 5 guys that they can make an impact with. They've got 5 guys that they feel like can lead the way. Lloyd Avant might have slept on him as one of the bigger portal additions, started the spring game for you. So I think this next 7 months is going to tell us a lot about the direction and the future of the running back room, because there's no telling what it could look like this time next year, because at some point you're going to need to see either Xavier or Torrey take the reins of that running back room. And they've got the potential to do that, to be the leaders of Oklahoma's run game. We just haven't seen them do it for a full season yet. But you've got a lot of guys. You mentioned Jonathan Hatton. Don't forget about Dezeffin Walker either. I know you're not, but for our everydayers out there, let's not forget Des Walker, who was really, really good in the spring game and has done nothing but receive high praise from Dylan McCullough during his time at Oklahoma. So it's a strong room, even though there's not a definitive answer at the position right now. I think there are a lot of really intriguing answers that, hey, if we look up this time in October and you could pick any one of those guys and say, hey, this person's leading your team in rushing, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised, because they all have the potential to lead Oklahoma in rushing this season. It's just going to be a matter of, one, who's healthy. It's going to be a matter of who's been consistent, and how Dylan McCullough decides to distribute the running back snaps. So it's going to be interesting to see how this position evolves over the next few years, because there's, I think, still a lot of things that could change. Not saying they will or won't, but at some point you're going to find yourself up against it in a numbers game, because you have too many good running backs.
That's a very good problem to have, and we would like to get to that point. So, let's go ahead and make the magic happen there, gents. Yeah. Let's get to the point where we've got too many good players.
Yeah. And so circling back to Dixon here, a lot of these offers are coming here really late in the cycle. He had a strong list, but it's here in the last few weeks that his recruitment has really picked up. Got the Oklahoma offer back on April 30th. Vanderbilt was also April 30th, Missouri, April 30th. I'm wondering if maybe some medicals came in or something, and everybody's getting a chance to see him, because Miami was also April 30th. Or maybe that's just when 247 Sports decided to update the timeline. Yeah, I don't know. But everything else was prior to the 2025 season. Everything was back in May, spring, winter. So there's a lot of teams that were early on him. Even as a freshman, Tennessee offered him, Texas A&M, Texas offered him after his freshman season. So there's a lot to like about his potential, and I'm encouraged to see where he goes this season, because if he has another big year, he could end up as another 4-star potentially in the class.
Yeah, he could be a big addition, and like I said, we could use another running back, and Dylan needs to get his first dub that he wants to start, and we'll see if this one's it, if it's somebody else. And then 2028 to me is the year that I think we really get him picking out a player.
Yep. The Oklahoma Sooners were dominant in the Norman Regional over the weekend. What's coming next in the Super Regionals was discussed next on Locked On Sooners.